A big part is when you have all that ego inside you and you feel like, you're the superior person. You leave the part about learning. With ego, there's no learning,
Right,
because when you leave ego,
right.
you open yourself to more discussions, more decisions, more connecting with people. And I think it is a very important to connect as a leader to your
Yes.
people.
On the top of the mountain.
Okay.
Right, perfect.
Great. Yes.
Actually connected. Took us half
Finally.
an hour. All right.
Okay.
So, well, your video's gone. It's here.
Uh,
Yes.
yes.
So, welcome to our podcast. This is actually our first ever episode of Mind Nest podcast, and you were one of our first teachers. So
It's my privilege and honor.
it's an honor for us to have you.
Thank you so
So, welcome, and I welcome everyone who's watching this podcast. You probably are watching this offline, so it is what it is. We'll have an online podcast next time. We are trying, guys. Everything.
Okay. Great.
So, first, ma'am, I would like to start this podcast with a question that I would love to ask you. Is what was your journey or your story to get into the teaching or the education field?
Okay. My journey. If I start with my journey, so I have worked in corporate for more than 12 years. So begin with, I am a science graduate, then completed my master's, that is MBA in marketing and HR, and started my career in a bank for a couple of months. Then got married and shifted to another location from Lucknow. Right. So that's how after banking, I went into a education domain. So I worked with IMS, wherein I was more responsible for, the admissions and interacting with students and all that. So that's how I have developed that interest of, interacting directly with the students. I
Okay.
was more responsible for the admissions and the placement of the students. So my profile was a corporate relationship officer. When I talk about corporate relationship officer means wherein half of the year I was more keen towards the admissions, interacting with the schools, authorities, and going for the various presentations and seminars in the schools and colleges and getting admissions, and half of the year I was more into communicating and interacting with the corporate, the our clients, wherein our students were supposed to be placed. So
Okay.
that's how I developed that interest of interacting.
So you were always into people whenever you,
Yes,
since you
yes, yes.
started,
So
getting
yes,
into the world. Okay.
yes. So I worked with bank, then I worked with the other companies, and after that, again, completely moved into the education domain. So after
Okay.
I worked with NIIT for many years. Again, it was more with the students, interacting with the students.
Okay.
So as I said that I worked for more than 12 years. So around 10 years, I was more, with the students, always interacting with students directly, understanding their mindset, their liking and disliking, because if I see these kids have different mindset altogether,
Right.
right? Even you are a student, so you can understand it better.
Right. Right.
You see the world in a
Everyone's growing.
different, yes, you see the world with a different glares, with different, glasses. So understanding these students from their view was again a task. However, as I was always with these students, so it was a bit easier for me to
Mhm.
understand their point of view.
Okay.
Now, after working with the companies like NIIT and IMS and all, somehow at the back of my mind, I always wanted to start something of my own. And that's how I went for this particular program, that is image consulting. So I've joined ICBI in Mumbai. I was in Mumbai for many, many years. So that experience, that exposure actually helped me. So I joined ICBI for my image consulting and the training program. So completed my course in 2016. I'm an image consultant, a trainer, and a stylist. And since then, I have been again working with the students. However, it's more on the various sessions. So probably I'm not getting to meet those particular group, for the long period. Probably 3 or 4 sessions we are interacting, and I'm trying to add value to their life by
Right.
1 or 2 session or something, because every session, every interaction, it's not only they are learning, I'm learning from them.
Okay, that's great.
Yes,
Always learning, right? Always growing.
always learning, always learning.
No, that is an interesting story. So you have been into many fields. You were first into banking, then you went into everything else, and then you shifted suddenly to education, and now you have been into education. That's
Yes.
great. That's great. So, when we talk about education, there's a word that is really connected, right? Because it's growing and you know how you develop yourself. So, everybody, I guess, has a mentor at some point. I would like to ask, who's your mentor? Who was that one person that you looked up to and you learned a lot from?
As a mentor, I have learned, mentor may be a person who may not be professionally connected. That's what I believe. So my mentor from the very beginning of my career was my father, first of all, because I saw him how he have groomed himself over the period of time. He's into business, yet the way he interact with the officers, the way he take him his decisions and everything. And later in my life, it was my husband. The way he helped me in my overall personality, in my grooming. So these are the two people who have helped me over a period of time personally, because if personally you are happy, you feel that yes, you can add value to someone's life,
Hmm.
then you will be able to do it professionally, first
Hmm.
of all. So personally, that you have to believe in yourself.
Okay.
If you believe in yourself, the world will believe in you. So that belief that was uh, instilled by my father and my husband. And later on, I met a lot of people, a lot of my friends who were adding value to my personality, to my outlook. For that matter, even you have added something to my personality.
That's an
You,
honor. Thank you.
yes, because you are such a young and you are still studying, and you have started something which students are looking forward to. That online platform wherein they get various learning, various various in growing. So I have learned something from you as well. So mentoring, at any point of time, anyone can be a mentor.
Right. Right. That is actually, because it is a very interesting topic that I think people should, really look forward to, because it is very lucky for you that you had such great people around you, like your father and your husband. You always were close to them, so you can get a source of learning just right next to you, right?
Yes,
now
yes.
now in my case, I would like to give a shout out to, if Jason is at all watching this, or if he ever watches this, Jason, I would like to talk about him because I have learned a lot, and
Mhm.
that is why I really appreciate when somebody talks about finding the right person to growth, right? Somebody talks about because we always look for books, and we never realize that there's a lot of knowledge of books, and we most people don't get the chance to find the right person next to them, or the right friends, or the right people. And I was lucky enough that my father actually sent me to exchange program as a foreign exchange student, and Mr. Jason Gargela was my youth exchange officer. And
Great.
it is so important to have a person around you who can actually give you the right direction at the right age. I don't think I would have at all been me or whatever I can do right now without him. I've learned one of them is my father, because I've learned so much from him. But he always comes up first. He's always there. But Jason has also given me a big source of learning and developing myself as a person. So I think that is one of the most important people that you need to have around you, or you need to
Yes,
find. I would
yes,
definitely say if somebody wants to do something, go out and look for that person, or find just try to attract that person if you can find someone like that.
definitely. See, that what I said, because the- in your life, you will find so many teachers who are always there to help you, to guide you.
Hmm.
Right. So you keep on learning, and it's not only the teachers. As I said, that I learn a lot from the students as well. So at certain point, they are my mentors. Okay. So I completely believe, and I am more of a people's person, as I said at the very beginning, because I interacted a lot with the students. I was always, interacting. So I'm more of a people's person. So I do learn from the books. However, I try to learn from people around me. So
Hmm.
that's how I said that my father was the first mentor for me, because he never sat with me to explain things. However, I could learn from him, and then I have learned a lot from him.
Hello.
Right. So I have learned a lot from him, and then I got a better life partner who always motivated me, helped me in various, decisions in my life.
I think you got disconnected for a little bit. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh, I hope this is a secure connection. It wouldn't get disconnected again. So,
Right.
yeah, I mean, definitely mentors is a big part. You know, it for me, it changed my life upside down. I
Yes.
got completely changed when I met someone who really, led me to the growth part.
Definitely.
The other question I have for you, ma'am, is we are actually teaching leadership skills, right? To
Mhm.
you know, for the younger ones, so they can actually, if somebody who has a will to become a leader, if he has
Mhm.
a vision, then what
Mhm.
is your definition? I would first like to ask, what is your exact, because a lot of people are confused with who a leader actually is, right? Sometimes there's a, for me, I had a big confusion when I was younger between an attention seeker and a leader, right? Whenever I would see in a group of people, if someone is talking a lot, if he's loud and everything, and I would really think that he's a leader, he's the person to look up to. But then I figured that a leader is someone else. A leader might be someone who pushes someone else to speak up, who gives someone else chance to speak up. So there's a lot of confusion about who a leader really is. So I would like to ask your definition, and what is the first step towards becoming a leader?
Right. Whatever you said about the leader is very, very true. Leader is someone who motivates others to take up a decision. Right. If a leader is taking all the decision, then definitely he's not a leader. Okay. So leader is someone who motivates, who trains people around him and inspire them to take certain decisions.
Hmm.
Right. For example, you have started a company. Okay. You have started Minest. You have a team now. Okay. So if you are taking all the decisions on your own without including your team member or without motivating them to take certain decisions, then you are more of a manager. You're not a
Okay.
leader
Okay.
because you are managing.
Right. Big difference. Big difference.
You're managing. Okay, you are taking decisions, you are managing the various work, everything. Now, once you start trusting your team, when you start motivating them to take certain decisions
Hmm.
where they are responsible, they are answerable, then you are a true leader because you have trained them, you have groomed them, because there's there is a cycle. When a person join a company, he or she require a mentor, a leader to guide them.
Okay.
Okay. There will be a point wherein your guidance will be required, but to a certain extent, they will be able to perform their task. Then there will be a time wherein you will be more on the same platform. You'll
Okay.
be able to discuss everything on the same platform. And subsequently, there will be a time when your team person will be able to take the decisions on their own. So once the person, your team, or probably anyone who is looking at you get inspired by you, is able to take their own decisions, you become a leader.
Okay. So leader produces more leaders around them.
Yes, leaders produces more leaders around them. Because
Oh,
till that time you're hand holding, you're doing everything on your own, you are more of a manager, you're managing.
okay. And what do you think is the number one step if somebody is aspiring to become a leader, to develop themselves into something more, right? What is the first step?
See, again, it's a very, very personal choice, the personal outlook. Like, I am more of a people's person. I learn more from people around me,
Hmm.
right? There are people who get inspired by others. There are people who try to copy others. There are people who try to learn everything from the books,
Hmm.
right? So it's very different for different people all around. According to me, what I keep on telling my students or people who interact with me, that the first step towards a leadership is to leave all your ego. Let the
That's very
ego
good.
go.
Hmm.
Right? Ego is what? Let the ego. Right? Once you're able to let your ego go, you are more open to discussions.
That is very good. That is a very good point. Yes,
Right. Because till the
I agree with
time
you.
you have that ego with you that I know everything,
Hmm.
I can teach everything, I am the supremo or anything. Once if you feel that I am, I am I. So if you believe in I, then it becomes difficult. The moment that I become we, that's the first step. So
No,
let
that is very interesting.
ego go. So that's the first step.
Right, because it is interesting that you talked about letting your ego go, because
Hmm.
I think leader is very much connected to kindness. I think
Yes.
kindness is very underrated. I would say I'm a big fan of Gary Vaynerchuk, so a lot of people would say that I'm quoting him, and yes, I am. But
Right.
I learned it from him. But a big part is when you have all that ego inside you, and you feel like you're the superior person. You leave the part about learning. With ego, there's no learning,
Right.
because when you leave
Right.
ego, you open yourself to more discussions, more decisions, more connecting with people. And I think it is a very important to connect as a leader to your
Yes.
people. and
Yes.
uh, and when I personally think that kindness is the ultimate strength. When you're kind to, for example, 10 people, you put them in your team. They come with you, they work with you. Just give me a
Definitely. Definitely. That
so.
that in a personal life also, probably at every point you may not be a leader. However, ego is one thing. Once you leave your ego,
Mhm.
everything will fall into place. Your personal life, your professional life, your social life, anything, anything.
Very true. Very true. Yes.
That's it.
Okay, so another thing that we are teaching at our platform is personal appearance, right?
Yes.
And it is also a very controversial topic. I think it is something that I try my best to practice. Right? You look good, you feel good, you do good, right? So, how important is a person's personal appearance, and how does it create a change in their day-to-day life?
See,
As
personal appearance, again, people may, as you said, that it's a very contradictory subject. However, people get confused with the beauty and the personal appearance.
Mhm.
Okay. When we talk about personal appearance, somehow people feel that we are talking about the outer beauty. So personal appearance is not only the outer beauty.
Right.
Okay. Beauty or what are the features are all which is not in your hand. There's a difference. You are born beautiful. Okay.
Everyone's beautiful. Everyone's born beautiful,
Yes,
but then
you're
it's
born
about
beautiful,
appearance.
or you can make yourself beautiful.
Right.
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 So,
That's true.
so every person is beautiful. So personal appearance is not only the outer appearance. You have to feel good within. So
Right.
everything interconnected. The day you feel that yes, I'm properly groomed, I'm properly dressed up, right? Everything, your confidence goes up, and which comes from inside.
Right.
So personal appearance is not only wearing, a lot of makeup or probably wearing expensive clothes. It is that whatever you're wearing, it should be as per your personality. So personal appearance, as I have already mentioned in my sessions, that there are 4 A's for your personal appearance.
Mhm.
Whatever you're wearing should be appropriate to your role and goal.
Right.
Right. It should be authentic to your personal self,
Mhm.
your beliefs, your values. It should be affordable and it should be attractive. So, as I said, your clothing, your grooming, everything is in your hand. As an
Okay.
image consultant or a trainer, I never said that you should go for a expensive clothes or probably a heavy jewelry or expensive jewelry or anything for that matter. It is that whatever you're wearing should reflect your personal beliefs, your
Okay.
personality. Okay. And once you start believing, once you start with your authentic self, your appropriate dressing, your confidence, your everything, your personal belief in you will automatically come into place.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
So I am not saying that people who are not, dressed up properly, because there are cases wherein people say, look at Steve Jobs, or look at that person, he was always very simple. We are not talking about them. They have achieved something in their life. We are talking about day to day life.
Mhm.
We are talking about you and me, because we have to achieve something in our life.
That's true.
Okay. So
Right.
if
So,
you're appropriately dressed,
mhm.
other person look at you in that manner.
Right. Right. So just to be clear, what I understand from what you explained is, uh, everyone's beautiful first thing when you're born. The other thing is it's your effort to look good. It's your effort to develop yourself or groom yourself into someone who you aspire to look like, or how you aspire yourself to look like.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
You can get inspired by others. You cannot copy them.
You cannot
Every
copy
they
that.
said that it should be your authentic self,
That's right.
your own personality. So every person have different personality traits.
Okay.
So whatever you are wearing, the way you are dressed up, everything should reflect your personal view, your personality. Yet it should be appropriate to your role and goal.
True. Very true. So, ma'am, just give me a second. I'm having more people connecting on the Zoom for some reason. So give me a second. I'll just solve that problem real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry for the
Yes.
interruption.
Okay. No.
So the other question that I have for you is right. So the other question I have for you is, the one person we talked about is a mentor, right? Who's close to you, who you learn from, or who is available to you to teach you, right? Now, there are some people that I look up to personally. For example, Dwayne Johnson is one of the person that I really look up to, or Lionel Messi is one of them, or Mahatma Gandhi, because
Mhm.
I think he changed the world without violence, and I think
Mhm.
that really speaks to me. So
Right.
what is someone that you look up to, that is someone is just, it could be your mentor for sure, but who's that one person?
Mother Teresa.
Okay, that's very good. Why? What is something that you want to have from her?
Mother Teresa, the moment you look at her, you feel like worshipping her.
Okay,
Okay, so probably that is my look because I want to add something to the society. I want to do something for the world.
very good to
Okay,
hear.
so probably the way she worked inspires me.
Hmm.
So she's the one person. There are others also, for that matter. APJ Abdul Kalam, the
Hmm.
work he did, Mahatma Gandhi,
Hmm.
Subhash Chandra Bose. So there are n number of people who actually inspires you, and they are mentored to you at certain point. However, yes, Mother Teresa,
Mother Teresa.
one
Okay.
person, because the moment I look at her, I feel like worshipping her.
Personally, I would say I'm really happy to hear her name. That is someone I would look up to for sure. Mother Teresa has done great work for humanity. She has
Yes.
served people, and that is very good. And ma'am, the last question I have for you is uh, mastering authentic networking course is about people improving their life in the way of connection, in the way of just living better, right, and connecting better to people, to themselves, to their family, everything. So,
Right.
what are some things people can do in their day-to-day life to improve their quality of living? Just some pointers if you could give.
Sub pointers, first of all, as I said, believe in yourself, the world will believe in you. That's the first thing a person should do. So every day in the morning, first of all, have certain gratitude towards the God and towards others. So I like, for me, the first thing what I do in the morning is I'm grateful to God. I'm thankful to God, and I have gratitude towards others.
Okay.
So once you develop that gratitude towards others, things will start falling in place, right?
Right.
So once you develop that gratitude, your ego will go. That's for your personal development. Okay. Now coming to the professional development, yes, the way you want the world look at you. If you want them to look at you as a person who is serious towards your work, who's serious towards the commitments, who's serious towards the life. I'm not saying towards the life in means that very serious kind of an attitude. However, a person who takes things seriously and want to grow in life. So start behaving, start having your personal style, start wearing the clothes which reflect the true personality of you.
That is very good. Yes.
If you want the world look at you the way you want to portray, so start that. So these are the two things which I want to tell people. First, have gratitude towards others, be grateful to God, and believe in yourself. The world will automatically believe in you.
Right. I would like to put my 2 cents on gratitude, because I see you're so right on that part, because I see so many people being ungrateful of what they
Yes,
have. You know, s- certainly in these times that we are going through during COVID-19,
yes,
a lot of people are complaining about what is happening, and a lot of privileged people I see, where they're sitting in their house having warm food, you have a place to sleep, right? You wake up and you're fine, you're healthy, right? And I see so many people complaining about life rather than having the perspective of taking responsibility of what's happening in their life. I think what you said is so true. Like, if you're grateful, and on the other side of grateful, if you have that part about the self awareness about, it's uh, what do you say it, it's taking responsibility of whatever happens in your life. I
Yes.
think anything that bad that happens in your life, if you blame it on someone else, if you point fingers,
Mm.
you stop your growth, right? Because you
Yeah.
leave out the most important part, which is you working towards making your life better. And to do that, I think the first thing is to take
Definitely.
responsibility and be grateful of where you are, right? So I
Definitely.
think that is very true. That is very
Yes.
true.
Yes. That's the reason I said that believe in yourself. The world will believe in you, and be grateful. If you are grateful and you have certain gratitude towards others, things will definitely. So
Things
whatever you
will
said
change.
with that, I completely agree. And I'm so happy that at your age, your vision, your thought process is such, which
Thank you.
inspires others.
Thank you.
So because at your age, I have learned all this over the period of time,
Okay.
and you have learned all whatever you said, your thoughts, everything at such an early stage, which is really, remarkable.
I
So I'm
really
really
appreciate
happy
that.
that I'm connected with Mindness India and you.
Just made my day. You just made my day. Thank you so much for saying that.
Yes, no, I mean it. I really mean it that if people, youngsters like you start believing and taking responsibility towards others,
Mhm.
definitely this is going to be a much, much better place to live in. And
Thank you.
during this pandemic time, the crisis, it's very, very important that people, the youngsters come together and inspires others, take certain responsibilities because you are the future of the nation.
That is
Right.
true. That is very true. And I think it is changing. It is changing at the, it is, I wouldn't say it's changing really fast, but I think, the whole generation's changing. As young people are coming, I see so many new changes being made in India, right? Which were never thought. I never thought that these things would ever change. But,
Yes.
even in our country, all the things are changing because people are thinking different and we have more diversity now. We have internet. We can talk to people around the world and, just have
Yes.
open mind about things.
Yes. So, as I said, you guys are the future of the nation. On this point, there's some belief which I want to share with
Yeah,
you.
for sure.
Uh, See, we always say that youngsters are the future of the nation, but who built that future? It's mothers. So I always request all the mothers. This is one thing which is very, very close to my heart because I interact with a lot of females, working mothers and non-working mothers. So this is something very close to my heart. I believe the future is not only the students, the young generation. The
Mhm.
future is the other mothers.
Okay.
Okay, because it's not that fathers don't contribute towards the growth of a kid,
Mhm.
but more responsibility is on the mother.
Okay.
So I believe as a mother, if we are able to inculcate certain good, habits, certain responsibility towards the society, towards the other, towards others, so the world will be a better place.
I agree with you. I agree with you that that mothers have a little bit of a bigger responsibility because women are the creation of life itself,
Yes.
right? So I think my mom would be really happy to hear that line. I'll send her a video of that.
Yes, because I saw my mother, the way she trained us, the kind of responsibilities, and that doing things for others.
Hmm.
That is a big thing a mother teaches, not only to a daughter, but to the son as well.
To the
So
son.
I request all the mothers that give equal responsibility to both the genders.
Right.
That's what my mother taught me. Okay.
Right.
So once we start inculcating those habits, those responsibilities, those values, definitely the world will be a better place and we can have youngsters like you. So
Perfect. Perfect.
very, very happy that your mother have really inculcated some, values and responsibilities which have eventually helped you, you know, to
Right.
be
Right.
a
Right.
better
I'm thankful
human
for my
being.
parents. Definitely. Yes. So, ma'am, on that good note, I would like to end the podcast. Thank you so much for being here. I again said it's an honor for us. You were one of our first instructors, and this is our first podcast. So thank you so much for being here, and have a great day.
Thank you so much. And it's entirely my pleasure to be associated with you all. And hats off to your work. I look forward to have more sessions with you all.
For sure. That's what's going to
Okay.
happen. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Take care.
Yeah. Have a nice day. See ya.
Bye.
To the top